How's it going, everyone? And welcome to a late night episode of the Sports Talk Podcast with your host, Alec Pecano. Tonight, I will be giving you my updated fantasy baseball rankings. It's the two-star pitchers. Let's get started. So, here's my rankings for my fantasy baseball starting pitchers, top 75. We start at number 75. It is Keaton Wynn of the Giants. You're going to see a couple names in this first batch right here that are out for the season. That's why they dropped from normally where they would be. But back to Keaton Wynn anyway. In the meantime, Keaton Wynn, young pitcher for the Giants. There's a lot of things I like about him, but I just need to see more consistency to elevate him in the rankings. At number 74, I have Spencer Strider. And with Strider, the reason he's here is because if you didn't hear the news, he's going to be out the rest of the fantasy baseball season. He had Tommy John surgery. And he'll be back sometime in 2025. And same thing with number 73 on the list, Shane Bieber. He also had Tommy John surgery, and he is going to be out the rest of this season and some of next season. At number 72 is another guy that's had elbow issues this year, and that is Nationals Josiah Gray. He is on the injured list currently with a elbow issue. And I think if he comes back from that, because they don't know the severity right now, they think it's just a strained UCL, which could amount to being on the injured list a couple weeks, or maybe longer than that. But I feel like if he comes back, he could move back up the rankings. At number 71, Tyler Wells of the Orioles. He has, I'm not going to say struggled, but he's labored through his last couple starts. I did have him as a weekend waiver wire streamer last week, this past weekend, and I think I'm going to regret that. Moving on. Here's 70 through 66. Some of these guys, you see some new names in here and some returning guys that didn't move up or down, like Ben Brown. He just joined the rankings last week. I need to see another good start from him before I either choose to move him up in the rankings or move him down. I like the potential he has in that Cubs rotation until Justin Steele comes back. At number 69 is Tristan McKenzie. I moved him down after his performance the other day. Utterly embarrassing. 6 walks in one game. He walked 6 batters, and I think he had 2 strikeouts. That is pitiful. That is ugly. At number 68 is Gavin Stone of the Dodgers. The Dodgers are going to need Gavin Stone now with another guy that was having a really good start to the year, Bobby Miller, who you will see later in a couple slides in the rankings. They are going to need Gavin Stone to step up now a lot more due to the injury to said pitcher Bobby Miller. And I think Gavin Stone could do that. He was not in the rankings last week. This is where he debuts in the rankings. Number 67 is Kyle Freeland. One more bad start. This is the thing I'm going to say about Freeland. one more bad start, and he's going to get shuffled down the rankings. Moved down. At number 66, Kyle Gibson. I'm going to say this. Nice bounce back start on, I believe it was Saturday. He started Saturday. He had a decent little start. And if he can keep improving, he will move up the rankings. Next batch of rankings. 65 through 50. And at number 65 is Ryan Feltner. 3 straight good starts for Feltner. And he gets this spot in the rankings at number 65. I think if he keeps performing well, he will move up in the rankings even more. At number 64, Casey Mize. With Casey Mize, it's for me with Mize, it's consistency. Can he consistently throw strikes? If he can, I think he will move up the rankings a lot more. At number 63, it is Graham Ashcraft. He had a really good start against the White Sox today, correction. And I think I talked about him last week in the rankings. I said if he had a bad start against the White Sox, that he was going to get moved down. Not next week when you see these rankings, on probably Monday, because I'm going to switch it off. Every week, I apologize for that. Every other week, the rankings will be on Sunday. The following week, they'll be on Monday. But back to Ashcraft. He had a really good start today against the White Sox. But take into account, it's a horrendous White Sox lineup. That is awful. At number 62 is the guy that makes his debut in the rankings, and it has Matt Waldron from the Pirates, the only knuckleballer in the MLB. He has pitched well to begin his big league career, and I've been really surprised by it. At number 61 is a guy I finally moved up my rankings, and that is Clark Schmidt. 5 scoreless innings in his second start of the year, and I feel confident that he can continue that role. At number 60 is Gavin Williams. Has not made a start yet, but he moved back a spot or two. But I feel like when he comes back, he's going to show why he's going to be maybe the future ace of the Guardians. At number 59 through 50. At number 59 is Emerson Hancock, who did not slide down or up the rankings. I left him where he was. He had a nice little bounce back start against the Cubs. Then you had number 58 is Frankie Montas of the Reds. He's another guy that has been surprisingly good to start the season, and I would feel fine. He is not just a little teaser and a look ahead to my video tomorrow morning. He is not in the waiver wire, but I would feel comfortable enough if he is available, picking him up off of waivers. Number 57, Zach Littell, Tampa Bay Rays. Littell's another one that started off this season really well for the Rays. He's been one of their more consistent pitchers to start the 2024 season. At number 56 is Justin Steele of the Cubs. He is self-explanatory here. He's out injured. At number 55 is Kyle Harrison of the Giants. I love the development I'm seeing from Mr. Harrison, and I feel like if he keeps pitching the way he's been pitching, that he can move up further in the rankings. At number 54 is Lance Lynn. Lance Lynn's another guy that had a bounce back start this week during the week. At number 53 is Ryan Pepio of the Rays. He was inside the top 40 last week. He has slid backwards now to number 53. At number 52 is Alec Marsh of the Royals. He is another guy that I have been really surprised at how he started the season. At number 51, Andrew Abbott of the Reds pitched really well in his start this week against the White Sox. Again, take that with a smidge bit of salt. The White Sox are not that good. At number 50 is Brady Singer. Okay, I'm going to elaborate a little bit on Brady Singer. I've noticed a pitch repertoire change. He is throwing his fastball more this year than he has in the last couple years. And I think that's a big game changer for Brady Singer. And I think if he can continue that dominance, that he could end up as a top 15 pitcher by the fantasy baseball pitcher by the end of the year. At number 49, so this is 49 through 40. At number 49 is Michael King of the Padres. Michael King is another guy that's had a really good start to his Padres career. And I think if he keeps pitching well, that he is going to be really good for the Padres. At number 48 is Jesus Luzardo of the Marlins. He has been, what's the nice way of putting this? He has been awful to start the year. Maybe moving him down in the rankings will get him going. At number 47 is Mackenzie Gore. I had a bold prediction before the season that Mackenzie Gore and Josiah Gray were going to be one of the best young pitching tandems in the National League. And Mackenzie Gore looks like he might be living up to his end of the bargain. Can't say the same right now for his teammate Josiah Gray, who's out injured. Speaking of injured pitchers, at number 46 is Bobby Miller of the Dodgers. Prior to his injury, he was pitching really well for the Dodgers. And I would have moved him up if he didn't get injured. He's injured, so he's going to stay right where he is. At number 45 is Martin Perez of the Pirates. And in a second, you will see his teammate in the rankings. Martin Perez has surprised me how good he's been to start the season. And to say that I'm shocked is an understatement. At number 44 is Dane Dunning. He's another guy that I need to see consistency from to move up in the rankings. If he keeps struggling, I might have to move him down. At number 42, at number 43, actually getting ahead of myself. At number 43 is Logan T. Allen of the Guardians. Another Guardians pitcher on here. With Allen, I think he's got unlimited potential if he can tame the number of walks he gives up. I think he will be just fine. At number 42 is Jared Jones of the Pirates. Jared Jones is another one that to start the season I have been I'm not going to say it's a surprise. I've been wowed by how good he's been to start the season. At number 41, can I just call him Uncle Charlie? Charlie Morton. He ages like fine wine. You can tell me that twice. He is pitching at a top-notch level. He's going to move up in the rankings next time I do them. At number 40 is Tanner Houck of the Red Sox. Struggled in his last start. I moved him down, but if he bounces back, I could move him back up. Yeah. At number 39, we've got Michael Wacha of the Royals. I told you that whole Royals rotation is really good. And that includes Michael Wacha, who makes it in here at number 39. At number 38 is Merrill Kelly of the Diamondbacks. And I have 3 out of the 4 Diamondbacks starting 5 pitchers in this rotation. In these rankings, correction. But Merrill Kelly has been up and down. He's had 1 good start, 1 bad start, 1 good start, 1 bad start. I can't really gauge where to correctly put him in the rankings at this time. At number 37 is Zach Eflin. Zach Eflin had another really bad start. He just got moved into the top 10, and now you see him down here at 37. I think that's how it's going to be. Like I told y'all, these rankings will fluctuate every week. They will never stay the same. There will be movement. At number 36, Tanner Bybee, another young Guardians pitcher. With him, if he can get the strikeout numbers up, I think he can move back up the rankings. At number 35 is Garrett Cole, another injured pitcher, and I think once he comes back, he's going to be in that top 15 range. At number 34 is a guy that was a reliever last year that's now a starter, Garrett Crochet. Garrett Crochet, I have been really, really shocked at how good he's been his first few starts as an ace for the White Sox. I didn't know he had this much potential as a starter. I think he might be a dark horse on a bad White Sox team to win the AL Cy Young. Number 33, another guy that ages like fine wine, Chris Sale. And in Boston, he struggled with health his last couple years. So they dealt him over to Atlanta. And all he's done for Atlanta is pitch really well. And they're going to need him now with Spencer Strider being out the rest of the year. At number 32, Jordan Montgomery of the Diamondbacks has not made his Diamondbacks debut yet. It sounds like his debut for the Diamondbacks is getting closer, though. At number 31, Garrett Whitlock, Boston Red Sox. Again, the Red Sox are another team that has a really good rotation. I've got Houck, Whitlock, Bayo. I would have had Pivetta on here, but Pivetta is another one that's down with injury. But that whole Red Sox rotation has been above average to start the season. At number 30 is Reed Detmers of the Angels. He had another really good start during the weekend. I think it was either Friday or Saturday against the Red Sox where he shut him out and only gave up, I think it was 3 hits. Reed Detmers is a must roster in every kind of league in fantasy baseball. 29 through 20. At number 29, we have Pablo Lopez, the ace for the Twins. Yes, I punished him for that start he had the other day. He did not look good at all in that start. At number 28, Aaron Civale of the Tampa Bay Rays. He did not move up or down. I am, however, considering moving him up the next time I update the rankings, which goes on Saturday nights. So, and that's what I do my rankings adjustments. And if he continues to pitch as well as he's pitched, he will move up. Number 27, Justin Verlander. Verlander has not made a major league start yet this year. He is coming back from injury. He will be a top 15 pitcher, mark my words, in my rankings once he comes back. At number 26 is Blake Snell of the Giants. He had another horrendous, I think this start was worse than his Giants debut. He got hit around by the Rays and gave up 5 earned runs in 4 innings. And I think Snell's going to slide down the rankings even more when I do them again next week. At number 25, it's Bryce Miller. Bryce Miller is a guy that I've been shocked with how good he's been to start the season. Can he keep it up? Possibly. Number 24, Kevin Gausman. This is simply to do with his velocity. Not the way he's pitching. I think he's pitching just fine. It's the velo that scares me. That is why he has fallen all the way to 24th. Number 23 is another Red Sox starting pitcher, Brian Bayo. Out of all the Red Sox starting pitchers that I've talked about so far, he's the worst one. I think, in terms of ERA, he's a really good pitcher, though. And I think if he figures some stuff out, that look out, he could turn a switch and become a top 15 pitcher. At number 22 is Shoto Amanaga of the Cubs. He's another one. Rookie in the MLB this year. And I think if he flips the switch, he's going to be a really good rookie pitcher for the Cubs. And he might help them make the playoffs. At number 21 is Marcus Stroman of the Yankees. Marcus Stroman, new addition to the Yankees. He's pitched well so far for the Yankees. And I think he can continue that and move up the rankings. Number 19 is Ronel Blanco of the Astros. Yes, I know this ranking might be a little bit too high, but I feel like it's worthy of that for Ronel Blanco. At number 18, Grayson Rodriguez. So I'm going to tell you the other 3 guys that moved up were Nathan Eovaldi, Max Fried, Mitch Keller, and Zach Gallen, and Cole Reagans. Zach Gallen was not in the rankings last week, but he is this week. He's at number 11. Cole Reagans is inside the top 10 now. And number 9, Yoshitaro Yamamoto. Hunter Green drops to 8. Logan Webb goes to 7. And next week, he might even move up further. Dylan Cease at 6. Jose Barrios moves up to 5, replacing his teammate, Kevin Gausman. Musgrove's at 4. Class now moves up to 3. And it flips spots with Hunter Green. Zach Wheeler from the Phillies stays at 2. At number 1 is Corbin Burns. Did I talk about? Just making sure I got everybody. Okay, yeah, I did. So that one's done. Now we get to the outfielder rankings. Sorry about that. I was making sure I gave you guys accurate rankings. So here's my top 60 infielder rankings. First of all, you see a notable name here at 57. That is Matt McLain of the Reds. He keeps falling down the rankings because we don't know when he's going to be back from injury. If he does come back sooner than he's supposed to, he will be moved up the rankings. But Lamont Wade, Brian Roque, J.P. Crawford, and Ryan Mountcastle are 60, 58, 59, 58, and 56. Now you get here and you've got Kirilloff at 55. He doubles as an outfielder, so you will also see him in the outfielder rankings, probably a little higher than here. But he is the only twin right now that can actually hit. The rest of the guys can't really hit. At number 54, hosts JD Davis from the Athletics. JD Davis, I've been speculating whether I wanted to talk about him in a waiver wire because it seems like he plays virtually every day for the A's at third base. And I feel like I needed to put him in the rankings. At number 53, Tristan Cassis of the Red Sox. He's in a mini slump to start the season, but I think he could break out of it and fix it. Jorge Polanco's at 52. So he keeps hitting. That's all I got to say. And I got to start taking notice of that and moving him up. At number 51 is Jonathan India. It doesn't look like he wants to give up second base when Matt McLain comes back, but unfortunately, that's going to have to happen. There's a big time switch here with the rankings. That is, number 50 is still Junior Caminero, but now at 49 is Brandon Rogers, 48, Tim Anderson, 47, Brandon Drury. I'm going to tell you right now why Junior Caminero has not moved up. He is still in AAA for the Rays. They're going to call him up at some point. And when they do, he will get moved up in the rankings. Brandon Rogers for the Rockies. I just want to make sure that I didn't. Okay, so you guys kind of saw the rankings, but I'm going to explain why these guys are ranked here. So Brandon Rogers at 49. He plays at Coors Field, so he's going to have numbers that are exponentially bigger than other teams, than other players in these rankings. At number 47, Tim Anderson of the Marlins. He has been in a big time slump since the start of the season. And if he can't fix it, he's going to keep plummeting down the rankings. At number 47, Brandon Drury of the Angels. It seems like he's the everyday second baseman, but then sometimes he does play first base, and I don't know if he can keep up his hitting prowess. At number 46, Brandon Lau, Tampa Bay Rays. Oh, Tobar's in there twice. I see a little rankings error here. So give me 2 seconds to fix it live on stream. No, I'm still here. I'm fixing something. Okay, we're back. Let me get the rankings up again. Sorry about that little mishap we had with the rankings, having a guy under twice. It's not like me. I thought I would have caught that error before the show, but I didn't. But we fixed it. So let's get back to the rankings. Here we go. Okay, so Brandon Lau was at 46. At 45 is Zach Neto of the Angels. This was Ezekiel Tovar's original spot, but he moved up in the rankings, and you'll see him in a minute. Zach Neto, I'm moving him. I'm putting him right here because I think he's due for a huge week. At number 44, Bryce Terang. He's a guy that has, ever since he got that starting second base job for the Brewers this year, he has not looked back. He has been hitting. And I think if he's available on your waiver wire, you need to go and add him now before it's too late. At number 43, Mason Wynn. This is another guy that has been really good this year to start the season, hitting over, I believe, 350. Mason Wynn, I did not expect this from Mason Wynn. I expected a little step up in batting average. I did not expect this at all. At number 42, Ty France. On base machine. At number 41, Jose Miranda. Right now, he's splitting. It sounds like he's going to get more playing time now that they moved Kyle Farmer over to, it sounds like first base. Or no, second base, it looks like, to play with Edward Jillian, which is open at bats for Jose Miranda and I believe Austin Martin at third base. So Miranda, if he can hit, he will be moving up in the rankings. At number 40, the aforementioned Ezekiel Tovar. He got that big extension in the offseason, and he's raked to start the season. At number 39, Hassan Kim, shortstop, San Diego Padres. He's another guy that he was a utility guy last year for the Padres, and now he is their everyday shortstop. And I like that he's been raking since getting that shortstop job. At number 38 is Michael Garcia of the Royals. He moves up in the rankings as well. He's been doing really well. But the thing I'm concerned with, he doesn't have a lot of pop. If he can hit more home runs, I could see him skyrocketing up the rankings. At number 37, Jake Cronenworth, Padres. Really good defensive first baseman. He can't hit. He's in a little slump. But I think if he breaks out of that slump, he could go on a long hitting streak. Number 36, Brett Beatty, Mets. I don't think I moved him up the rankings twice like I did with Tobar, having him still in the same spot before I did this. That's on me. But, like I said, we fixed it. But with Brett Beatty, I have seen him cut down on that strikeout rate. He still does strike out a little bit, but it's not as much as he used to. At number 35, it's Christian Encarnacion Strand from the Reds. I'm starting to see him break out of the little slump he was in, and I am impressed. At number 34, Jackson Holliday, Baltimore Orioles. I mentioned to you a minute ago that Holliday had moved up in the rankings, and this is where he is. And I think he's going to be, rest of the season, he'll be a top 25 infielder. Number 33, Jake Berger of the Marlins. He started off the season really hot for Miami. At number 32, Paul Goldschmidt of the Cardinals. He's starting to heat up a little bit for the Cardinals, and that's good news. At number 31, Isaac Paredes of the Tampa Bay Rays. He had, at the first couple games of the season, he struggled. But ever since then, he has been consistent with getting hits. If he's somehow available in your league, which he should not be, I would recommend going out and adding him. At number 30 is Nico Horner of the Cubs. He has been struggling mightily, like just horribly bad, struggling. Number 29, Zach Gallup, Oakland A's. Gallup is another guy that I think if he figures things out, he could stay around this glob of the guys in the 20s. I really like Zach Gallup. I've seen strides from him in year number 2 that tell me that he's really close to breaking out. Number 28, Michael Busch, Chicago Cubs. I'm sorry, Cubs fans. I know you want to see Matt Mervis. I don't think you're going to get to see him until September. Or if injuries happen, which, again, I don't wish injuries upon anybody. Michael Busch has been red hot to start 2024. And I think if he continues this, top 20 fantasy baseball player. At number 27 is Vinny Pasquantino, Kansas City Royals. I think Pasquantino's starting to figure it out too. And I think if Pasquantino can figure it out, that he will be just fine. Number 26, Manny Machado. It sounds like he might be playing third base within the next couple of weeks, but he's still hitting really well to start the season. Number 25 is Xander Bogaerts, San Diego Padres. He's another guy that's been starting off the season hot. Number 24, Matt Chapman, Giants. He just had a big series against the Rays. And why am I not surprised? Former Blue Jay, knows Rays pitching very well. If Chapman can figure it out, he will move up the rankings. Number 23, Luis Ariz. He's another guy that is struggling right now, but I think if he figures it out, that he will be just fine. Nolan Gorman's another guy at number 22 that is figuring some things out, and he's starting to click. and that's trouble. He could move up the rankings. He could skyrocket into the top 10. Not saying he will, but he could. Number 21, Josh Young, Rangers. With Josh Young, once he returns from injury, I think he goes back to being a top 15 infielder of fantasy baseball. Number 20, another guy that had a huge series against the Rays, Tyro Estrada. And I'm going to have to move Estrada up at some point. It's just a matter of when. Can he continue to hit like he's been hitting? 19 through 16. There's a couple of moving parts here. At number 18 is Bryson Stott. I skipped 19 because it's still Jose Caballero who's been raking. At number 18 is Bryson Stott. I moved him down because I feel like him and Ozzie Albies are interchangeable. One can be at 11, one can be at 18. And I feel like having Ozzie Albies at number 11 compared to 18 is better. And having Stott at 18, Bryson Stott has been hot and cold to start the season. Jose Ramirez is at 17. J-Ram, I think he wants to be moved up in the rankings. He keeps hitting. And same with Key Brian Hayes at 16. And Arenado and Seager. Yandy Diaz is at 13. With Yandy, I think he's starting to figure things out. But there's one issue. Strikeouts. He doesn't normally chase out of the zone, and he's doing that a lot to start the season. Number 12, Alex Bregman. I think Bregman is having a nice little start to his bounce back season. At number 11 is Ozzie Albies of the Braves. He is mashing, legit mashing to start the season. At number 10 is Jose Altuve. He's having a bounce back, a nice start to the season as well with how he's hitting. Number 9, Alec Bohm. I tell you, Alec Bohm is turning into one of the best young third basemen in baseball. At number 8, Ketel Marte, Diamondbacks. He's slowed down a smidge bit from his hot start, but he's still hitting really well. Number 7, Jeremy Pena. Another guy that's having a great season, he's hitting well to start the season. Number 6, O'Neal Cruz. He's pushing for the top 5. The problem is the top 5 is loaded. And you'll see the top 5 here in a second. At number 5, Matt Olson, Atlanta Braves. And there is a little movement in the top 5. And Matt Olson's been raking this season, and there's no question, there's no way around it. At number 4 is Gunnar Henderson. He had a nice game today for the Orioles, and he's at number 4. At number 3, Ellie De La Cruz. He's not number 1. You will hear me talk about the number 1 player here in a minute. But Ellie's at number 3, and I have been really shocked at how good Ellie's been to start the year. At number 2 is Matt Olson and Ozzie Albies' teammate, Austin Riley. Austin Riley's been really good to start the year as well. And at number 1 is Mookie Betts of the Dodgers. He has been really, really good. He's been virtually untouchable since the start of the year for the Dodgers. He's always been in their lineup at second base or shortstop. He is the extra base hit machine. If you're enjoying this video, please remember to leave a thumbs up. And now here's my 2-start pitchers to stream this week. I've got 4 of them for you. And I think all 4 I talked about a couple minutes ago in the pitcher rankings. First one is Royal South Lugo. His 2 pitching matchups with the White Sox, which personally, I love that pitching matchup. If you can get a pitching matchup as juicy as he has tomorrow night against the White Sox, I would take that every single day of the week. And in his second matchup, it's not as juicy, but I think it's still a good one. Is Sunday against the Orioles at home. The Rays, Aaron Savali, versus the Angels on Monday, which I really like that matchup. And then Saturday at the Yankees. That one scares me a little bit. The Yankees with Judge, Soto, and Stanton, and Anthony Volpe. That's a really good lineup. But can Savali shut him down? I think he can. Garrett Whitlock's 2 matchups this week. Tuesday versus the Guardians. That's so. But the matchup I like for him, I do like the Pirates matchup. I think he could go out and exploit that young Pirates lineup. And the last one is Frankie Montas against the Reds. And Frankie Montas of the Reds, he's got the Mariners on the road and the Angels at home. I don't really like that Mariners matchup, even though the Mariners have lost a few games. But I'm going to say this. If you need pitching, don't be afraid to pick up Frankie Montas and start him in either of his and stream him this week against the Mariners on Monday or Sunday against the Angels. And if you haven't heard, September 5th through the 9th, I have a trip planned for the Sports Talk podcast. We'll be going to Blacksburg, Virginia for the Virginia Tech Marshall football game. And I will be later on down the road, I will be previewing my trip when it gets closer. But all 4 days that I'm there, there will be live streams. Saturdays is the big one. That's the game day. I will be live streaming before the game and after the game. But you also get live streams on Thursday, Friday, and Sunday, all from Blacksburg. And ladies and gentlemen, we also offer merch and memberships here at the Talk Sports Podcast. Right now, I will give you a sneak peek at how to get a membership with the Sports Talk Podcast. Let's go to... You see this nice little white join button? For you guys, it'd be next to subscribe. All you do, click on the video, and it gives you the three podcasts, the 3 levels. The Sports Talk Pod Minions level, which is 99 cents a month, and you get neat perks with all of these. For $4.99 a month, you get the Sports Talk Roughnecks, Sports Talk Pod Roughnecks, and for $14.99 a month, which is the one I highly advise you get, it's the Sports Talk Pod MVP package. And we do have an MVP section for college football season coming up. And I highly advise you get that. And we also do offer, if I can find it, where's my store? We also do offer merch. This is what the merch looks like. That is all the merch. But, ladies and gentlemen, that will wrap up tonight's episode of the Sports Talk Podcast. I will see y'all tomorrow with 2 episodes of the Sports Talk Podcast. That does it. See you all tomorrow. Have a great rest of your night.